said, hey, I want you to use just my name, not my pronouns.
Sure.
Does that make you uncomfortable?
No.
Right. That wasn't hard, was it?
No, it wasn't hard.
Yeah, exactly. That's what people are asking you to do.
No. You know, as a matter of fact, you have a TA, we just had her on the program yesterday, who got in trouble for using the student's name because the student demanded that he use masculine pronouns even though she was a girl. And he said, listen, I'm not comfortable with that. I will use her name.
If it's masculine, you just misgendered them. You said her.
He used the name.
You just said her.
Yes. Yeah, I did. Because she's a female.
That's not how that works. I think...
Alrighty, guys. Conservative Confucius back at it again. We're going to be covering some crazy woke gender TikToks today. I thought everybody needed a good laugh. Getting a little bit light, in here. We covering a lot of crazy stuff lately, and the world's going through a lot of crazy stuff. There were some other stories I really wanted to cover today. There's been a lot of attacks going on, against people for who they are. And I think that we'll save that for tomorrow for the Shabbat podcast. We'll go over a nice long video, go over some of the stories. But I think everybody deserves a good laugh today. So we're going to go over some of those gender special needs people and get a good laugh of them. All righty. So let's get down to it. All right. Don't forget to go down there, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. And don't forget to share this video if you like it. If you didn't, I appreciate you watching. All righty. Let's get down to it.
I'm telling you, it's all made up. Well, Lauren, what is made up? Gender. It's all made out of nothing. Oh, but I don't care about gender. I'm gonna scroll. Don't do it. If you don't care about gender, that's the point that we're trying to make here. Gender is a social construct.
Okay, no, it's not. Gender is not a social construct. Gender is a term that is how you define words' sexual basis. So a word's sex-based identity, I guess you could say. So, like, for example, every Latin languages specifically, Latin-based languages, Romance languages, have massive gender stereotypes in them, or gender types, like whatever you want to call them. Where in Spanish you have everything that ends with an A is feminine, everything that ends with an O is masculine. Even words that don't make sense being gendered are gendered. Like Latino is for everyone, but people now use Latina. But originally it was just that way because. And then there's other words that are feminine for no reason other than just that they are. And when it comes to our language, you have pronouns which define what sex you're talking about. So he is about a male, she is about a woman, and there's nothing, those pronouns have nothing to do with the person's identity, but their sex. So gender is for words, sex is for people. And then later we've kind of grouped those terms together where we could talk about, when you're talking about gender, you're really saying sex, or you're talking about the word thing. And the reason why is because, be like, that's a one gender bathroom. And you're like, the reason you're saying one gender is because you're talking about sex. The person who coined the term gender is a social construct and who pushed this idea was a man named John Money. We've talked about him once before. Let's go over just a little bit about him, just so I can show you guys who this disgusting monster is. And the Reiner twins. Yep. Okay. So here we go. So Dr. John Money, the gender experiment, and the Reimer twins. Dr. John Money experimented on David Reimer, who a boy. Actually, I'll get into it a little bit more. I don't know if they get into it, but okay, let's actually see. I think so. Here we go. So David Reimer was born in 1965. His brother too. I think it was Scott is his brother, if I remember correctly. I don't know if they mentioned his brother, but yeah. So David and Scott were born in 1965. They were twins, and one of the brothers, his penis was severely damaged in a surgery when he was 8 months old. I've heard multiple different things. I've heard it was actually from the circumcision and it burned part of his wee-wee off or whatever, like the tool the doctors use, because everyone gets circumcised. Now, I don't know about nowadays, but back then everybody did. Yeah, so his parents were told after they went to Johns Hopkins University, they were told to contact someone who was a psychologist who was supposedly helping people deal with their sex-based issues of their body. And so he was told to go to a guy named Dr. John Money, who was developing a theory of gender neutrality and the idea that gender was a social construct. His theory claimed that he would take the gender identity, which is his term, and turn the he into a she and raise them that way. So David's parents brought him up as a girl, and this is all the way until about, I think he was 14 years old. He finally realized, I don't feel like a girl. I don't act like a girl. I don't look like a girl. I've always liked guy things. I look just like my brother. Why is it that I look identical to him, just wearing feminine clothes and all of these things? And he just didn't understand it until one day he just told his parents, what's wrong with me? And they said, okay, to tell you the truth, you were born a boy. And that's why you have what's going on downstairs with you. It's just that it's not the right, it was just damaged. So he still had what he had left downstairs. It wasn't completely ruined, and they hadn't put him on drugs yet. This is before that was real popular. And during the time when they were experimented on, him, his brother, and him were both experimented on during social experiments, psychological experiments, and medical experiments, all kinds of stuff with Dr. John Money. Also, Alfred Kinsey took part in some of them, supposedly, as well as other psychologists, where they would basically just do whatever they wanted to these boys. According to both Scott and David Reimer, they sexually assaulted them, molested them, raped them, graped them, and did a whole bunch of nasty, disgusting things to these boys that just completely ruined them, and basically just put them in, especially David in this position where he just never could get past anything. And yeah, so basically when David was 22, his brother killed himself, and that was the one who hadn't gone through that. But he hadn't gone through the sexual thing, but he had gone through the abuse that Dr. John Money put them through, and he was so damaged by it that he killed himself. And then David went on to Oprah, talked to Oprah about what had happened to him, what they had done to him, and how horrible it was to have to go through that, and how much they lied to him about everything, and how that idea and that ideology was just bullshit. And about 6 months after that Oprah interview, he killed himself and wrote a letter that said he blamed all of it on the Dr. John Money. So yeah, just a little bit of a history lesson.
Constructed to assign social roles and expectations in society. But it's grown to be so much more than that. Gender as we know it today is a nuanced and complex conversation regarding the sense of self and the expression thereof.
Gender can't be a conversation because nothing is just a conversation. That's like saying, sex is a conversation. No, it's an act. Gender is not an ideology, even though you want it to be. But if, let's say it was, a conversation and an ideology are not the same thing.
Gender expression is often expressed through physical means. Hence, why gender dysphoria is absolutely a real thing. Just because you realize that gender doesn't matter to you personally does not mean that you can't accept that it's a very important thing for a lot of people. And if you don't believe that...
Wow, I mean, I can't even listen to this crap. It's insane. Ugh, what the hell? Ugh. So they use makeup to make themselves look like they have facial hair or something? And use contour to make themselves look like they have a jawline? Yeah, because that's what it is. It's contouring and makeup to make it look like they have mustache. And, yeah, ridiculous. Okay, this is
different types of gender.
Okay, let's do this.
Female.
Obviously.
Male.
And that's it.
Intersex.
No, that's not a gender.
Transgender.
It's not a gender.
Genderless.
Ugh. I'm done.
If I said, hey, I want you to...
This is the one we opened up with. What the hell?
I love you.
That's a man, and he's married to I don't know what's going on.
I love you. It's starting to sound cunt.
Gross.
Like cunt. The only thing I've groomed is my 2 Persian cats.
Gross.
I'm Dylan. Today is my
Ugh.
birthday, and I'm throwing a gender reveal party. And no, I'm not pregnant. It's for myself. I'm non-binary. I'm dropping the he, and my new pronouns are they, them, theirs.
So he went from he to the they to she to being and then from gay to
I'm Dylan. Today is my
to
birthday, and I'm throwing a gender
transgender or
reveal
still
party.
liking guys.
And no, I'm
Then
not pregnant.
now
It's for
now
myself.
they are.
I'm
It is
non-binary.
fuck.
I'm dropping
Sorry
the
for my language, but it is now attracted to women, and it's ridiculous. God, this crap is tiring.
Finally!
What?
Someone who knows how to have a little fun.
Freak. Trans woman misgendered. That person is a monster in that video, by the way. That person is a monster.
I use she, her pronouns. I'm not certain. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart.
Are you a girl?
No.
Are you a boy?
This is so sad.
No.
Look at that. Oh my god.
I just.
And when they're in 20
I
years,
am.
they're gonna feel like shit. They
Are
did
you
that.
Anna? Are you a
Ugh, and that's
This
what
video
the
shows what the
reveals.
rarest genders are, so let's see what's at the top.
Non-existent.
I know this is a controversial topic, so I'm sure the comments will be fun on this one.
He doesn't.
To
like
be honest
this
with you
shit, so
guys,
it's funny that
I've
he's doing
probably heard of maybe 5 or 6 of these, so a lot of this will be news to me.
it. Adam,
And I'm not somebody who gets a hard-on
Adam
over
Mass
telling
gender,
people
what's
what
up?
gender they can and can't be, because
Gender
truthfully I don't
apathetic?
care. But I do have a lot of questions and some
Combo
skepticism.
gender? No
Like, can I
gender?
truly be whatever I want to be,
Affect you gender?
even if I'm the only person who
Hyundai gender?
subscribes to that?
Biogender.
Is it like religion in the regard I could create a 1 in 8 billion gender just because I feel a certain way?
It's ridiculous.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people
Gender?
conflate personality and gender.
Allosexual?
Like, just because you heavily identify
Something
with
that's a
something
sexuality isn't
doesn't
your
mean
gender.
it has to be part of your gender. Like, I love JoJo's. In fact, I love it so much, it's my entire personality trait in a lot of regards. But I would never call myself a JoJo sexual. I know it sounds like a meme, but I'm being serious. I don't know. That's my opinion on that. But, yeah.
Vapogender. Someone who I think it was someone who vapes a lot. So someone who likes vaping and has the vape, the gender that's kind of like a vape, like fluid and wispy and all over the place. Fucking weirdos. Sorry for my language again.
This video...
What are your pronouns?
Either she, her, or they, them.
What does they, them mean?
Pretty much it's when I'm feeling more of not gender confined, like pretty much no gender. I choose to go by they, them.
So you don't feel like a gender sometimes?
Pretty much. Like, I'm still questioning what my gender is. Like,
so how does that process work?
Why not question it at all? Why not
pretty much
deal with
just
it?
I'm playing around with different gender identities and different
Playing
pronouns
around
until
like it's a
I
game.
figure out exactly which one.
And so some days you feel like a what, and some days you feel like a what?
Some days I feel she, her. Other days, like today, I'm feeling more no gender.
Wow. What are your pronouns?
I go by any pronouns. I'm gender fluid.
Really? Is that what that definition is, gender fluid?
Sort of. It's like you feel like one gender one day, maybe another the next, or like neither or any of them.
So if I referred to you as a ver, a ter, a zer, a zim, a her, a him, a they, a them, it doesn't matter?
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
What are your pronouns?
Ugh.
He, they. He, they. And they means? They. So could you give me like a
That
little
makes
bit of
sense.
a
They don't know.
description of like, because I don't understand what that means.
There's he, she, and there's they. I'm they.
What does they mean?
So
though?
like you're them?
Yep.
And so like are you multiple people?
Yep.
Really?
Yes.
Could you explain that to me?
No. Too much work. But I am.
They want to be
legion.
called that, but
I
they
am
don't want to
legion.
help anybody
I
actually
am many.
understand.
I am the one who is many.
So you're a legion. So you're a demon.
Right.
He's the. Oh, you don't want to answer any more questions?
No, y'all have a good one.
All right. And that's why we get the. What are your pronouns?
They, them.
They, them.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean you are both a guy and a girl, or could you give me some? I don't know what that means.
I would say neither, but either way, I don't really care.
So literally, I would say instead of "Hey man, how are you doing?" I'd say "Hey them."
I mean, I don't care if you say "Hey man" because that's become more of a neutral term to me. Same with dude and guy. But like, if you were to refer to me, you wouldn't say he, you would say they.
So if I was to say,
It's just ridiculous.
if I was to refer to you, I'd say they're wearing a balloon hat, not he's wearing a balloon hat.
Yeah.
I see. What are your pronouns?
He, him, sometimes it.
Sometimes
It?
Yeah.
What the
What does that
fuck?
mean?
Sorry.
It just means that I have a creature.
A what?
A creature.
Yeah.
So you're
That I am sometimes.
And I shouldn't be frightened by that, right?
I mean, I doubt it. It's just for the folk. A lot of times, he, him is they're my preferred pronouns. If you're into those pronouns. For me personally, when I first started hearing about the pronouns thing, I was annoyed. But
Yeah.
I recognize that if annoyance is the only thing that I've got, the only reason I've got to not use the pronouns, then I should freaking use the pronouns. So that's what
Well, I
I
got
do.
a
The
lot
pen on
more
your
than
hat
annoyance,
says
buddy.
they, them, theirs.
That's to remind me. There's like a
So homeless
transgender
people are taking part in
community,
this?
and I have a friend. She's always telling me, it's them, and I'm like, wait, I can't call him, her, a them, even though him and her equals them. I said I'm still talking to one person, so I'm starting to
Okay,
try
no,
to
he's
figure
against
out
it.
how to like develop this. Them, their, whatever, into my vocabulary. Just being a real hippie, wanting to have the most respect for people.
What are your pronouns?
I use they, he pronouns.
They, he.
Yes.
And what
That
is
person
they?
looks tiring.
So they is used as both singular and plural. It's used to affirm gender nonconforming people.
And what does that
So you made
mean?
that up.
So gender is a spectrum with
No, it's not.
men or more masculine presenting people on one side and female or more feminine presenting people on the other side. And then in between, it's just kind of like I don't really care, I don't apply to anything, and you can just identify however you want.
No,
What are
you
your
can't.
pronouns?
She, they.
She, they.
Yeah, she,
What?
her, they, them.
She, her, they, them.
Either or, yeah.
And what does they, them mean?
What does it mean to me? Like,
No,
Sure.
that period.
Both.
I feel like they, them is like,
You feel like.
yeah. I feel like, because who am I to define it?
Okay. Well, I feel
a
like you should
person who's
define it because you're the one
identifying
that
as
is
it?
they, them.
Okay, I feel like it is.
You use the word and
a
use it as a
label
thing
for
to define
when you
yourself
just-
as.
You don't
should
fit
know.
in.
You should know what something means if you're defining yourself as that, or saying it's a defining trait or word that I use to help explain myself and navigate through the world.
On either side, because binaries are stupid. Like, what the fuck? Like, why?
So everything in humanity that is binary is stupid. So computers are stupid. Okay, so 90% of all animals are stupid. So plants are stupid. So, I mean, literally, everything exists in some type of binary, whether it's a sexual binary, whether it's a, a multitude of different things. You have sexual, biological, etymological. It doesn't matter. I mean, there's so many different levels that you can have things in binaries and different systems and different, areas of the world. And yet we are sitting here saying that binaries are stupid. I'm assuming that she's speaking specifically about sex, but that makes no sense because everything exists at some point in something. And every one of us, there is some level of us that exist on a binary. For us, it is our sex and a number of other smaller things throughout our entire, person, throughout our body. And yet, like, for example, our veins, they run on a binary. We have veins going this way, or going, veins going to our limbs, and we have arteries going to our heart. Binary. So you're saying that we should have veins on a spectrum? There should be veins that do a little bit of both. Veins that, I mean, I guess you wouldn't just say veins, but you know what I mean. Tubes that do both, and then we should name them something else. Vartery. Like, everything exists on some level in a binary, and we need to stop saying these stupid slogans that get pushed around by the left, and they are somehow like this liberating term. Binaries are stupid. Oh, what was that stupid freaking one that they were saying the other week? I heard it. It was like some gender ridiculous thing. Everybody's a little bit trans, I think is what it was. And it was like, ugh, are you kidding me? Like, no, just stop pushing your ridiculous, like, just blanket statement slogans on the world and expecting them to somehow hold true. Crazy people.
Why do we say you have to be either this or that? Neither one is like the correct way to do it, and then also people just assume who you are.
Let's get on from this. More baby stuff.
I am quantum physics. My witness brings me to existence. I wish I could be a girl. That way you wish I could be your girl.
That's enough of that. More baby stuff. More baby stuff. Why would
I just
you
have
even...
one question for Mike.
Yeah.
What's my gender? What's Jeffrey's gender? You identify as he/he.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Was that?
Hey, I've been doing this for so long. These terms did not exist when I was a kid.
You with them or no?
No, I think half of it's fucking stupid. So the whole culture of everyone saying that they're this and that, it's like, oh, it's too many labels. Just be yourself. I just have one question for Mike. What's my?
These people are crazy. To your girl. So you're a weird, creepy girl.
You know how I always lose my apartment key, right? I always lose it, but look what. It's new.
Which one is this? What movie is that? It's not. Is that? It's a guy from Scream. That's the guy who's in Scary Movie, but he's also in SLC Punk. Oh, sorry.
Oh my God. Dexter. You know what you are? You're a freak show.
Baby girl, what you doing? Where your man? I just popped a Zan, 50,000 in Japan. I ain't doing no plan. These red bottles.
He's just the dude. He's not, and he doesn't identify as anything weird or stupid.
The girl boy.
I don't know. I guess I'm not.
Did you know in the northern region of Oaxaca, Mexico?
Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight, it's a bad idea, right? Seeing you tonight.
A lot of people are noting
unfair things gender fluid people have to deal with.
I'm gender fluid. That's not a thing, Hope. Don't be so stupid. Just
It's not.
pick a gender
So
already.
the person's correct.
Jasmine, here, and finally Hope. Yes, Hope.
I actually changed my name to Sam. It should be on the register.
Who gives a shit?
I made a mistake.
Non-binary is not a third gender, and before you disagree,
Look at that bullshit.
gender is a spectrum. It's an umbrella term containing any identity that isn't part of
these
gender
people are
binary,
crazy.
aka male or female. Not all non-binary people use they/them pronouns, but if they do, it's completely grammatically correct to refer to one person.
I love when they
Two
take
genders
it to like the
concept was
freaking
caused by
the wiki.
colonisation. Non-white societies were well aware of non-binary gender before this, and it wasn't until after colonisation happened that these beliefs were squashed.
It's not
Some
true.
people may be more feminine or masculine, feel more in the middle, or neither. Non-binary
I love when they
does not
show
mean
a
no gender.
modern picture of a modern culture in India and somehow think just because they're wearing ethnic clothing, that means that somehow it existed 1,000 years ago in the same culture. That's bullshit. It's complete lies.
Day 62 of being a girl, and I have been misgendered so many times this week.
I
And
do it
most
on purpose.
commonly, it's a follower running up to me on the street and being like, "You're the boy from TikTok. It's the boy from TikTok." And I'm like, "No, it's the girl from TikTok."
No, it's the boy.
And they all
It's the man from TikTok. Ugh.
Hi, I'm Jake Gyllenhaal, and I'm hosting SNL this week with Camila Cabello.
Gyllenhaal. Your name is pronounced Gyllenhaal.
I guarantee you it is not. Hi, I'm Jake.
People are weird.
What
man.
gender are you? I'm a male.
Ass real fat, I can make it fatter. Wanna see a magic trick bend over backwards? Me to me, ass real fat.
What the hell is this stupid thing?
Обозначить гендер — это настоящий гендер.
What the hell is that?
I don't speak Portuguese. I can speak. I don't speak
Hey, I'm guessing he really wished he looked like that. If that's what he looks like as a woman. All right, guys. That's going to be it for this one. I appreciate you guys coming down. Don't forget to go down there, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to share this video. Or ring the bell for notifications. I appreciate you guys coming down. I appreciate your viewership. I really wanted to let you guys know that. All righty, don't forget to come back for more. I'll catch you next time, guys.